defending champions, Kolkata Knight Riders. Let's bring them on. And Gigi had already brushed up on them, so it's good time to bring them on. Rinku Singh, Varun Chakravarti, Sunil Narayan, Andre Russell, Harshit Rana, Ramandeep Singh. A full bag of retentions. 6 players retained, and they don't have any RTMs left. 51 CR is their purse. Their aim, of course, Srini, let's start with you. Uh, Srini, their aim will be to replicate a title winning team. In the absence of Gautam Gambhir, that's not going to be very, very easy, is it?
Captain. First thing is they need to buy a captain.
First thing they need to do, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, I
It's
mean
not going to.
every auction they end up buying a new captain.
Hmm,
They've lost Shreyas.
yeah,
Clearly, kind of doesn't really. Although KKR, we put zero against the RTM, but
hmm,
because they don't have space. Otherwise, going into the auction the way they were talking up, auction RTM was something that KKR really believed in. But now that
yeah,
they don't have that option, they're like clearly around this core group that they have retained. They have to
yeah,
form a very fresh thing. But I would
yeah.
like to think that they have to start with a captain. Now there are
Hmm,
not exact. I don't see a lot of Indian names available, and high-profile Indian names available from a captaincy standpoint, other
yeah.
than Rishabh Pant and KL Rahul. Now,
Hmm,
given the price purse that they have, I don't see them going for either. Uh,
yeah,
Both will cost a lot of money. At
yeah.
least Rishabh will, and from that standpoint, I guess they have a lot of work on their hands.
Yeah, so you know what? Let's talk about ऋषभ पंत in particular. अगर कोई भी 80 करोड़ के कम आपके पास पर्स है ना, तो आप ऋषभ पंत को भूल जाओ. Let's be very honest about it. ठीक है? Because the kind of money, and it's not because you can't bid for him. You can, of course. आप अपना 50 करोड़ उस पे spend कर दो. But my point is, the other teams have so much money that you will always be outbid. And आपका जो upper limit है, people are talking about fantasizing about Rishabh Pant to CSK and all. It's just not possible with the kind of money the other teams have. Sahil, okay, before coming to Sahil, sports fan says, can KKR RTM Shreyas Iyer? No, they can't RTM. They don't have any RTMs left. They'll have to buy him back. Let's come to the captaincy debate जो यहाँ पे छेड़ा है. Sahil, they have to get a captain. Nitish Rana was your punt. We'll get other comments as well. Priyanshu says Venkatesh Iyer could be a captain. Is he captaincy material? I don't know. Reed Savla saying Nitish Rana could do the job. We have Rahul Tripathi. He said Rahul Tripathi could also. I think Rahul Tripathi could be a good target for a lot of teams, but not
Yeah.
captaincy material. But who do you think could be a potential captaincy material? Could they target somebody like a Jos Buttler, despite the fact that they have so many players already, foreign players? Phil Salt
Yeah.
को replace करने के लिए you get a Jos Buttler, that's captaincy material for you.
No, Chetan, if you look 3 or 4 of the retentions, they are actually looking at building a squad for the next 3-4 years at least. Rinku, Harshit, Ramandeep, Varun Chakravarti, they
Yeah,
are likely to serve you for the next 3 seasons at least.
yeah.
Keeping that in mind, I think Nitish Rana could be a cheap buy for them as captain. Could be the
Okay,
cheapest buy because Nitish
right.
Rana's stocks have been on a downward slide ever since he moved ship from Delhi to UP. Hasn't done
Hmm.
anything in the UP T20, nothing in Ranji Trophy. Let's hope he does something in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy starting tomorrow. But 2.5-3 करोड़ रुपए के अंदर आपको नीतीश राणा मिल सकता है क्योंकि अब
Hmm.
नीतीश को वो 8 वाला वैल्यू नहीं मिलेगा क्योंकि अगेन आपने रन नहीं करे हुए हैं और
Yeah.
आपका
And
रेपुटेशन
mega
ऐसा
auction.
क्रिएट हो गया है
And mega auction.
मेगा ऑक्शन अगेन
Yeah.
एंड आप एक मैं वो क्विकली बहुत छोटा सा पॉइंट चलो हम ऋषभ का डिटेल में बात करेंगे मैं तब बताऊंगा बट हाँ अभी
Hmm.
कैप्टनसी टारगेट की अगर आप बात करो केकेआर के लिए वेंकटेश अय्यर आई थिंक चंदू पंडित कोच है यहाँ पे भी एमपी में भी और चंद्रकांत पंडित ने एमपी में रजत पाटीदार को कैप्टन बनाया है तो अगर वो वेंकटेश अय्यर को वहां कैप्टन नहीं देख रहे तो मेरे लिहाज से यहाँ तो कैप्टन बिल्कुल नहीं देख रहे हैं तो
Hmm.
ऑन दैट लॉजिक बाय दैट लॉजिक आई थिंक नीतीश राणा फिट्स द चीपेस्ट बिल ही इज वन प्लेयर यू कैन कंट्रोल एंड आई से कंट्रोल इन अ गुड एंड बैड वे बोथ
Yeah.
क्योंकि वो आप कंट्रोल कर सकते हो पीछे से यू कैन कॉल द शॉट्स सो
Yeah.
नितिश फिट्स द बिल एंड ही वाज in discussion when Shreyas was resuming charge of KKR after injury. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Nitish का नाम तब भी था कैप्टन रिटेन रहने के लिए. So
Okay.
don't be
Manuja.
surprised if Nitish has become
Yeah,
captain.
Manuja, it's not just about the Indian captain. You can also have an overseas captain. और अगर overseas captain में हम कोई देख रहे हैं, first of all, Anup says KKR should go for KL Rahul captaincy role. I am not sure KL Rahul's market is so hot as a player keeper, first of all, and then as a captain. But again, it could be a left field thing. Uh, KL Rahul, and if I have to say, there's an overseas pick available for captain. He's won 2 SA20 titles. Let's not forget that. He's been released by SRH. Aiden Markram could be a big buy, and a lot of people will have an eye on him. Manuja, your thoughts? KL Rahul, Aiden Markram, and then we'll come to GG as well.
I'll go with Makram. Simple reason, KL Rahul has not capped. I mean, we know how it panned out in Lucknow. I'm not entirely sure that the given his, especially his form, fitness, and all of that, how much will he fit into the scheme of things of captaincy for any franchisee at this point of time? I may be completely off target. Nitish Rana, like Sahil said, Jos Buttler, if you're looking at this thing, but my problem with Jos Buttler is if you're looking at a long-term investment, like you've made with, say, a Rinku, Harshit, or a Ramandeep, then Buttler really doesn't fit in there.
Okay.
An Indian captain, Nitish Rana, but also given Chandrakant Pandit, how much can a Buttler or a Makaram work with him? I'm not entirely sure. How much of that talmail of a
Yes, maybe a KL Rahul can, right? A KL Rahul can. Look, Sahil is already giving you the thumbs up. Okay, Gigi, coming to you. Sunil Narayan, somebody said Sunil Narayan as a captain. Is he captaincy material? He's also captaincy.
No.
Also captain of Los Angeles Knight Riders and MLC. Is that a left field option there? And again, you're looking at players to replace जो आपकी पुरानी टीम में थे, Rahmanullah Gurbaz, Phil Salt. You can't bring both of them back. There's no chance you can bring both of them back. तो आप किसके लिए जाओगे? Who are you going to go big for?
I think they will go for Phil Salt because I saw Chandu sir have a tremendous equation with him last year, and they're still there, still in touch and they remain in touch and I thought Phil Salt was at his best and when Phil Salt left तो थोड़ा सा वो down हुआ था उनका मामला लेकिन वो रेमुला गुरबाज ने आके संभाल लिया वो top of the order में. So I think they have got their I still think they've got their sights set on Phil Salt. And in terms of captain, knowing Chandu sir, I'm sure he'll go for a very low profile guy, even if it is somebody within this group and they're not able to land up on captaincy material because unko high profile banda nahi chahiye hota hai. I mean, Shreyas was a different case altogether, somebody who's, sort of a seasoned domestic pro. But otherwise, I don't, as Sahil rightly mentioned, somebody like, Nitish Rana, जो कि थोड़ा सुन के लेगा whatever plans he has in mind उनको implement करेगा and ये नहीं कि field पे जाके अपनी मर्जी से चलाएगा थोड़ी सी तो वो थोड़ा सा I doubt that sort of equation he'll have with Sunil Narayan or maybe even Andre Russell. So and in terms of I don't think so that because see Sunil Narayan also the amount of freedom that he gets at the top of the order and in bowling everything उसका उनपे pressure बहुत ज़्यादा आ जाएगा. So I think they'll want to avoid that and foreign player को Aiden Markram type captain player को लेके और captain बनाने में problem ये है कि फिर then you need to pick him in every match. So do you want to have that sort of burden on you because you at the end of the day amongst their 4 players are the 2 West Indians and perhaps 2 foreigners that they will very carefully pick. So like that.
So because Sunil Narayan and Andre Russell are going to take your 2 overseas spots, so you might be just if you play an overseas captain, that could become an issue. This is a very interesting point, and Sahil, I'll come to you with this one. Okay, Srini, go ahead, please.
There's one thing that we are not taking into consideration. Any franchise, unless they've really run out of option or they have not got what they have wanted to do at the auction, outside of that, they will 9 times out of 10 want an Indian as a captain. Okay.
Yes.
It works on at multiple levels. We tend to only think about what works on the field and what we watch on television. But outside of that, tends to work at multiple levels. So that is something we need to consider. Maybe, there are owners like Kavya who think very differently, but the majority have a very different line of thinking. So, yeah.